feel like money causes problems in your relationships? There's stats that back it up. You're not alone. It turns out money is the #1 reason 70% of couples divorce. That's a crazy number right there. Here to talk about the 3 best money and relationship tips are Scott and Bethany Palmer, the money couple. Awesome to have you guys in.
Great to be here.
Those numbers seem crazy, don't
they?
They are crazy.
So how are couples butting heads in enough to get divorced over this?
It's crazy. It's because they look at money differently. You know, one of the things that, you know, our whole brand is all about saving relationships because money is the #1 killer. We're financial advisors by trade, but we're realizing that it doesn't matter how much money you have, couples aren't agreeing about it. So we want to give our best 3 tips today.
Yeah, give us
Okay, tip #1, please, please, please don't commit something that we call financial infidelity. And financial infidelity is lying, cheating, hoarding, anything that you're trying to do to keep this person out of the loop with your own spending or saving habits. And what we find is that 65% of all women have either a secret credit card or checking account, and 35% of all men. And this is actually people that have admitted this.
My mother had an envelope with cash in her purse, and we'd go shopping. Don't tell your dad.
Right.
I swear that happened. My sister's here in studio. Did that not happen?
She's nodding her head, yes.
But they're still together, so they worked it out.
Well, and you know, the interesting thing is we had a couple that we were working with. She had $12,000 stashed in her bra drawer.
Wow.
12 grand that she had just taken money over the years. They'd been married 25 years, and she was just kind of saving it. So what we find is that usually the reason that people hoard money or they hide money or they have these secret accounts is it's a control issue by the other person. So the other person is controlling the purse strings so much that it's like, you know what? You can live in your perfect little world. I'm going to have this secret account.
I want to feel some power.
That's why they have it. So it's not always like shopping addicts or anything like that. It's more like they're not budgeting for this. I'm going to hold on to it.
But the challenge is that it's lying, and so you're lying to each other. And if a good relationship,
by omission sometimes too,
right?
Yeah.
And if a good relationship has a foundation of trust, and you're lying about your money,
you don't have to have that envelope in your purse.
There you go. There you go.
All right, second tip.
Okay, our second tip is know and own your spouse's money personalities. All right, so Scott and I, we were realizing that couples weren't agreeing about money, but they didn't have really a way to be able to figure out their differences. So what we developed is 5 money personalities. We have a statistical scientist from Stanford who helped us put all this together. So you could identify what your primary one is, your secondary one is, but here's the key. If you can label yourself and your spouse, then you can understand where the differences are. Because, you know, we're usually attracted to our opposite, and money is no different.
Right.
But if we can really figure out what the differences are,
you can find a way to complement that, right?
Exactly, complement and learn from each other. I know I've learned a lot from Scott.
So who's the saver, who's the spender?
Okay, so I am what's called a spender risk taker. So I love to give gifts, I love to spend money, I love to take risks. Scott is a spender security seeker. So his security seeker bumps up against my risk taker. That's where we have clashes, because I'm like, let's go for it. Even like small things, like a new restaurant or something, I'm like, let's just try the new restaurant.
Right, yeah.
He's like,
no.
No, that's not.
So, but we've learned, and I've actually become a little bit more on the conservative side.
That's good.
And he's been
That's
a little
good.
bit
Because you're meeting in the middle there.
Right,
Exactly.
Last tip, we're getting short on time.
Last tip, know your kids' money personalities. And the reason this is so important is because your kids are different. My youngest, he's a crazy spender, and that's who he is. So instead of saying, hey, let's put a savings account for your car, I called it his future spending account for his car. And that little 15-year-old just bought his first Mazda 3, and he loves it. It's this really weird blue, but you know what? He had the cash to pay $5 grand up front and buy that little car.
Yeah.
So if you can learn how to speak your kids' money personalities and not make it about you, make it about them, you're going to have an amazing relationship, and hopefully they won't be in your basement when they're 30.
That's exactly right. And we're really excited because we put all the resources that we have together on one page.
There it is.
themoneycouple.com/relationship.
Okay.
If you go there, you'll be able to get all of the goodies to be able to help you have a great money.
Take that money personality assessment.
Yes,
it's free and it'll take you 8 minutes.
Don't let money get in the way. Get a divorce.
No, absolutely not.
Visit it.